The film opens in the haunting wilderness of Finland. A young girl named Alia is desperately running through the forest, chased by several men. But the shocking twist? These men aren't strangers, they're her own family. In a desperate attempt to escape, she plunges into a nearby lake, but they catch her just before she drowns. Meanwhile, halfway across the world, a man named Rex is standing in line at a bank. He's not entirely sure why he's there. It seems like he's mostly just trying to see his crush, Maddie. But before their conversation can go anywhere, chaos erupts. A group of armed robbers storms in and instantly kills a security guard. The bank falls into a tense panic.
Madeline Augustine!
In the midst of it all, Rex notices a gun in a woman's bag. She's too scared to act. Rex, trying to hold back his emotions, stays calm until fate intervenes and the bag lands right on his lap. Suddenly, we are in a courtroom. Rex is being charged with the murder of all the bank robbers. Despite saving lives and being hailed as a hero, he's sentenced to 8 years in prison. When Rex is released, he sees his face on the cover of a magazine, still labeled a hero. But his return to society is anything but smooth. He's constantly followed by reporters and obsessed fans. This overwhelming attention triggers a breakdown, and Rex starts hallucinating his alter ego, a darker, more emotional version of himself. He fantasizes about lashing out, but in reality, he remains silent, swallowed by his stress. Though some celebrate his heroism, others see him as a violent lunatic. Exhausted and desperate for peace, Rex tells a friend he's had enough of his life. He decides to move to Finland, joking that he picked the country after firing a spitball in prison that landed on it on a map. The next scenes return us to a dark forest. A man is being hunted by a group that looks eerily similar to Alia's family. This confirms that everything is happening in Finland, Rex's chosen escape. The man is dragged away by a terrifying creature. Back at the airport, Rex is being filmed by onlookers. A strange couple, husband and wife, watch him closely. As the attention grows, Rex retreats to the bathroom. There, he finds the husband already inside, creepily watching him. When he returns to his seat, the wife greets him with a disturbing smile. Arriving in Finland, Rex waits for a taxi. One driver cuts ahead of the others and picks him up. Inside the cab, the driver releases anesthetic gas.
Hey! Hey! Hey, what?
Knocking Rex out. Later, in a seemingly normal home, a family is preparing dinner. The camera shifts to the basement, where Rex is now tied up, one leg brutally amputated. When he awakens and tries to scream, his conscience, his alter ego, appears and tells him to stay quiet. This dark inner voice analyzes the situation and quickly deduces that the couple from the airport are behind his abduction. He advises Rex to pretend he's unconscious if they return. Upstairs, the family sleeps, except for the youngest son, Olavi. Curious, the boy sneaks down to the basement to see the guest. Rex, realizing he's still bound and can't overpower the boy, pretends to be unconscious. Then, seeing an opportunity, he hatches a risky plan. He overpowers the boy using his thighs and kicks, intending to use him as leverage. Soon after, the boy's sister enters the basement. It's Alia, the same girl who tried to escape her family. She's part of this twisted clan. Rex threatens to harm Olavi if she attacks, but in his panic, he loses his grip, and the boy escapes. The family rushes him to the hospital, blaming Alia. Their anger confirms that Alia may not share their violent nature. Back at home, Alia visits Rex and tends to his wounds. She even confesses her feelings for him, imagining them married. Then she shares the horrifying truth: her eldest brother has an incurable disorder, he craves human flesh. Since childhood, he's bitten family members. To feed his hunger, the family began abducting people. Alia disagreed with it and tried to escape multiple times, only to be imprisoned by her father in a wooden cage. Alia, feeling sympathy for Rex, leaves a knife on the floor for him. But just as he's about to cut himself free, her 3 brothers arrive, planning to kill him. Rakes pretends to be unconscious again, buying more time. His conscience, now furious, is itching to take revenge. When the brothers notice Rakes' bandaged leg, they go looking for Alia. She hides in the basement but is caught again. The family injects Rakes with a strange liquid, making him laugh hysterically. We flash back to 8 years ago, Rakes' violent confrontation with the bank robbers. It turns out his conscience had taken over, guiding him with brutal precision. In his attempt to save Maddie, Rakes showed no mercy, which scared the robbers. But in a tragic twist, a shot accidentally killed a hiding bank employee, leading to his prison sentence. Maddie left him, unwilling to wait for his release. Back in the basement, Rakes awakens to find his leg being cut again. In a burst of strength, he kicks his attacker and grabs the knife Alia left. He stabs the man through the ear and begins searching for weapons. He crafts a makeshift leg out of a golf club and climbs to the top floor. His conscience urges him to rescue Alia too. Outside, Rakes contemplates what to do next. Meanwhile, the parents return home and find blood at their doorstep. Realizing Rakes has escaped, they scold the children and prepare to flee. But Rakes is already inside, hiding under the table. He ambushes them and kills them one by one with a nail gun. When he runs out of nails, he finishes off the mother with a brutal kick from his club leg. Her son tries to fight back but is killed with a knife. Alia finishes the nightmare by killing her own mother. But the horror isn't over. The eldest brother, the cannibal, is still alive. And he's coming. Her brother finally appears, lumbering down the stairs with his massive body like a monster. In the end, Rakes and the cannibal face off in a brutal fight. As Rakes clings to the refrigerator door, he notices something shocking: there's a piece of his right leg inside. He smiles, realizing that his right leg hasn't been fully eaten by the cannibal. Without hesitation, he grabs the leg and forcefully shoves it into the cannibal's mouth. After everything is over, Rakes takes Alia back to America, and they decide to start a new life together. One night, Rakes and Alia are seen hanging out with friends. One of their female friends seems a bit too interested in Rakes, which sparks jealousy in Alia. At that moment, we learn that Alia also shares a similar alter ego as Rakes. In her mind, she imagines killing the woman who made her jealous. This reveals that the two of them are a perfect match, bonded by their disturbingly similar dark sides. Meanwhile, somewhere else, the youngest child from Alia's family, now recovered from his injuries, starts planning revenge for the death of his family. And with that, the film ends.